Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, doing devotees. Classes start in 10-15 minutes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तनम की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna, we are discussing from the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 8th chapter, text 34, word meaning. Bhara Avataranaya, just to reduce the burden to the world. Anye, others. Bhuvaha, of the world. Navaha, boat. Iva, like udadhau on the sea. Sidantyah, aggrieved. Bhuri, extremely. Bharena, by the burden. Jataha, you were born. Ki, certainly. Atma Bhuva, by Brahma. Artitaha, being prayed for. Bharavataranaya Bharavataranayanye Bhuvo Nava Ivo Dadhau Sid- Sidantya Bhuri Bharena Jato Hyatma Bhuvartitaha Bharavataranayanye Bhuvo Nava Ivo Dadhau Sidantya Bhuri Bharena जातो ह्यात्मा भुवार्तितः भारावतारणान् यान्ये भुवो नावा इवो दधौ सीदन्त्या भूरि भारेण जातो ह्यात्मा भुवार्तितः माताजी भारावतारणायान्ये भुवो नावा इवो दधौ सीदन्त्या भूरि भारेण Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Others say, others say that the world, being overburdened like a boat at sea, is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the trouble. Purport. Brahma, or the first living being born just after the creation, is the direct son of Narayana. Narayana, as Garbhodakshai Vishnu, first of all entered the material universe. Without spiritual contact, matter cannot create. This principle was followed from the very beginning of the creation. We'll read part of the Hare Krishna. We'll read part by part of the purport and we'll discuss. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नीलाचलनिवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्रा सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यैश्वरम् हरे कृष्ण taking the prayers and blessings of all the devotees, especially many seniors are there. I'll try to share some things according to my limited understanding of this vast glories of the Supreme Lord, which even Brahmaji could not understand or assimilate, because of which when he came, he could not see actual position of Krishna, and he misunderstood him, and the whole Brahma Vimohan Lila happened. And today also we are seeing that how this about the how Brahmaji is appeared from the navel of the Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and that's what Mother uh, Kunti, she is praying that she's telling different reasons why different people say why you have born, although you're Aja, you're unborn, but still you're born for different reasons, and different people are taking. And in this today's this one, Kunti Maharani is telling that others say that the word being overburdened like a boat at sea, just like the boat is there in the sea, and if it is uh, overweight is there, then it will surely it's going to sink. The same way, when this earth was overburdened by the wrongdoers, at that time, like no, is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, and you have appeared to diminish the trouble. This part we know that how when in the 10th canto, beginning only, it comes that the purpose or the reason behind why Krishna appeared. When the demons or the demoniac activities increase, although Mother Earth is having so much big mountains and everything, she's able to hold all the weight of all these things. She'll not feel the uh, heaviness of all these things. But when the people become miscreants or they become demoniac, liars, cheaters, that she cannot bear, and she feels that as the burden. And when that demoniac power or the people were uh, overpowered, that was the time all the devatas they go approach Brahmaji and they request for his support. And then Brahmaji says, come, we all will go to the Supreme Lord. And they go to the Shirodaka and they offer prayers to the Lord. And then the Lord says that, okay, soon I am going to appear. And getting that confirmation or the word from the Lord, they feel relieved. So the same way here also, Prabhupada is telling that how Brahmaji is the first creation of from the Supreme Lord. We know the universal chart wherein from Krishna comes Balarama, from Balarama comes the quadruple expansion, first quadruple and second quadruple, Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, and Vasudeva. And from the second quadruple expansion comes the Karanodaksha Vishnu, who is in the Karna ocean lying, and from his pores, all the universes, when he inhales, all the universes go in his body, and then when he exhales, that time all the universes they come out, and all the universes are there, and in each universe, just like in each body there is the super soul, the same way the each universe also has a super soul, and that is the uh, Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And the Garbhodakshay Vishnu lying in the Garbhodaka ocean, and from his navel comes the lotus. So that's what in the Prabhupada also in the purport further writes that without spiritual contact, matter cannot create. This principle was followed from the very beginning of the creation. Prabhupada is in another, in relation to this same purport, when Prabhupada giving on lecture, Prabhupada says, although in one sense the lotus can be taken as a matter, and just matter cannot give rise to anything, but that although it is matter, it is coming from the Supreme Lord, and it is coming from his navel, and because of that, from that the Brahmaji could come. So and even during Prabhupada time, Prabhupada would be very heavy. The whole book is that life comes from life, which is based on the same topic, that how nothing can come from matter. And another place Prabhupada tells that the child in the mother's womb, because of the presence of the soul, it starts growing, and there is gradual growth of all the different limbs, and then the mother comes out of the mother's womb. But if the child is dead inside the womb of the mother, no matter how many days passes, the limbs or no growth happens. So any growth or anything is based on the presence of the soul within. Without that, without the soul being present, nothing, no living entity can manifest. And also Prabhupada gives another example, that the small seed has a big tree present in that small seed. But if the same seed is put in the ground, and proper water and proper whatever the favorable conditions are provided, the tree grows from that. If the same seed is roasted or fried, and then if it is put, because the favorable condition is not there, it cannot, although it is the same seed, but it cannot give rise to the the, the tree. So there Prabhupada concludes that how it is not that from the matter the life comes, but it is the life from which again the life comes. This principle was followed from the very beginning of the creation. The Supreme Spirit entered the universe, and the first living being, Brahma, was born on the lotus flower grown out of the transcendental abdomen of Vishnu. Vishnu is therefore known as Padmanabha because from his Ananta Padmanabha temple also we see in the Tiruvananthapuram, where Lord is so huge, and from his navel the lotus is coming and the Brahmaji is uh, sitting in that. Brahma is known as Atmabhu because he was begotten directly from the father without any contact of mother Lakshmi. Lakshmi was present near Narayana, engaged in the service of the Lord, and still without contact with Lakshmi, Narayana begot Brahma. That is the omnipotency of the Lord. So, omnipotency, he is able to do anything. There is uh, nothing can stop him from doing anything, or there is nothing which is impossible for him. Once somebody asked Srila Prabhupada that can God create a rock which he cannot lift? So it is a tricky question. Yes and no, both like you are trapped. But Prabhupada is like immediately said, yes, God can create a stone which he cannot lift, and after creating, he will lift it also. That is the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Lord. The same way, in this material world, we see for the any child to appear or to take birth, child will, at least the living entities will not appear. For them, there is a need of the father and the mother, and when they come together, the child is born from both of their union. The same thing we never see or hear that there is one BMW car and another BMW car, they both came together and there is one baby BMW car which is for playing for the children. No, we never hear that because no matter can automatically come together and produce, or the offspring cannot come. So, but at the same time, in this material world, there is a need of the male and female for the creation of the progeny. But in case of the Supreme Lord, there is no need of, he doesn't need any support. So that's why the first creation, like the Brahmaji was born directly from the navel of the Lord, and from that the Brahmaji appeared. And that's why he's called as Atmabhu. And at the same time, even Brahmaji, when he came, he could not understand what is the like no purpose of my life, or where am I. He started looking and he could see the ocean, and then he could not, even though he went inside the stem, he could not find all anything properly, like he could not understand. And then he heard the word tapa, and after doing for hundred celestial years of tapa, then the first verse of Bhagavatam tells Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikave, like that in the heart of Brahmaji the knowledge was revealed. So Srila Prabhupada was also telling that he's also called as uh, Swayambhu. In the 12 Mahajanas, the first one we mention is Swayambhu Narda Shambhu. And that way, even uh, not only Supreme Lord, because of the power given by the Supreme Lord, Brahmaji also created the living entities without the support of any women. And that is the supremacy of the Supreme Lord, and that is the omnipotency. One who foolishly considers Narayana like other living beings should take lesson from this. Narayana is not an ordinary living being. He is the personality of Godhead himself, and he has all the potencies of all the senses in all parts of his transcendental body. So this we every day sing Anganyasya Sakalendriya Vrittimantim. There is nothing which each limb of the Lord cannot do. He can eat with his eyes or eat with his ears, or he can, with all any part, he can do any of the things. That's what the pastime of Raghunandan Thakur comes, wherein when the small boy Raghunandan goes in front of the Lord and offers the bhoga which was given by his mother, immediately he offers as he was directed by his father. And after some time, he comes and sees that the bhoga is as it is. And he says, "My dear Lord, please accept it. You have not accepted. If you don't accept it, my father will beat me, or he will not be happy with me." And the Lord said, "I have accepted it. I can eat with my eyes." He said, "No, no, 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 nothing doing. You have to now accept it." Seeing the devotion of Raghunandan, the Lord, literally, he finished everything. And then the mother became suspicious, whether is it the Lord has eaten it, or is it that the Raghunandan only has eaten it, and then now is lying that Lord has eaten. But then when his father comes back, that time again he was given to offer the bhoga, and at that time uh, the Lord again comes to take. Then that time his father comes into the picture, and then the Lord leaves it there. So there also we see that how the Lord is personally telling that I accept it with my eyes. The same way, some people may outsiders may ask that, oh, you say that prasad, but what is prasad? You are just taking a plate of food items and you are keeping it in front of the photo, and afterwards, when it comes back, it is as it is. There is no change. It is not that we keep white rice and it becomes yellow rice, or in the sweet there is no sugar, but still it is like no sugar is added. No, it may remain as it is, but then when it comes out, we accept it as prasad, because as a devotees, uh, one has a conviction and the faith that yes, now the Lord has accepted it. But then the outsiders may say it may not, or how is it? There is no change. So Chaitanya Chandra gives one simple analogy that it's a custom in India that when we go to any neighbors or relatives' house, we carry some items, sweet or anything, to give them. And when we give it them the whatever items we have taken, they will not give it back the empty vessel. They will also put something in that and give it back. That's the culture. So a person who is seeing from the outside, he will see he went with a dabba having something, and then he came out with like no same dabba again. What has happened there? Nothing, no change. But then there is the exchange of the love, or the loving reciprocation which has happened there. That this person may not be able to see. And at the same time, by falena parichayate, by taking the prasadam, one can make spiritual advancement. And Prabhupada says that ours is a kitchen movement. So that just by taking prasadam, one can make advancement. And we are sitting with Jagannathji, and in Jagannath Puri, just by taking prasadam, one can advance. Every dham has its own speciality, or how we can make progress in that respective dham. In Vrindavan, it is by Vraja Raja. By taking the dust of the Vrindavan, one can make quick progress. And in the Navadvip, it is through the Kirtana, through the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And in Jagannath Puri, just by accepting the prasadam, remnants of the Supreme Lord. And that's why in Jagannath Puri, there is no concept of the juta or something. Like no, they may the same, especially other item more than other items is what chankatolani, or that the liquid which is there. They give and you drink, and with the same pot they'll take and keep giving to everyone. They don't consider it as a juta. So that is the uh, by taking the prasadam, one can purify one's existence. Once one devotee had come from west to Pune, and every day in the Rajbhog, he would take few items from Rajbhog, special items, especially paneer and those items. And the temple manager observed for some time, and he complained to Rajshambhar Prabhuji, he is going and taking all the Mahaprasadam. Then Rasham said, I called him and I asked him, that, Prabhu, why do you take? I heard that you are taking the paneer and special items. And this devotee said that, Prabhuji, I am from West and I have been eating meat, especially the beef and other items, right from my childhood. And now that I have started practicing Krishna consciousness, but still that lingering of that desire to taste those things have not yet fully gone. The only way, whenever I take the Mahaprasad, when I take the paneer and all these items, then that can give me the strength to say no to all those things. So that's why I take it. Rasham said, when I heard this, then I told, okay, you can take every day, little quantity can be taken for this. So that way, although he had previous inclinations, but now by taking the prasad, he is able to say no to the all those uh, inclination or the pushes which are coming. So that is the direct this one, that how the Lord's Mahaprasad has its potency. And the whole pastime of the Jagannath Ji's Mahaprasad's value, even when Narada Muni wanted, he goes to Mother Lakshmi and asks, my dear Mother Lakshmi, can I get some Mahaprasad of the Lord? Mother Lakshmi says that actually the Lord has told that his remnants cannot be given to anyone. No, no, but he begs and pleads. Then finally, Mother Lakshmi asks the Lord that, my dear Lord, Narada is asking too much for your Mahaprasad. What should I do? Because you have given me the direction that I should not give it to anyone, but he is asking. I'm in dilemma. Then Lord said that, okay, you can give whenever I am not seeing or without my notice, you can give little remnants of mine. So she says, okay. And at one point of the time, when without the notice of the Lord, she takes little bit of remnants of Mahaprasad and gives it to the Narada Muni. And Narada Muni, the moment he receives it, he becomes so happy, so joyful that he takes his veena and starts singing, going around everywhere. Narada Muni Bajaye Veena Radhika Ramana Name. So singing the names of Radhika Ramana, he goes everywhere. And while traveling, he comes to the Kailash where Lord Shiva was there. And Lord Shiva sees the ecstasy of Narada and he says, oh my dear brother, why are you so happy? Please share. And he says that today I was so fortunate that I got to take the Mahaprasad of the Supreme Lord. Are you took, but what about me? Where is my part? At least you should keep something for your brother. He said, the moment I got, I was so happy that I forgot everything and I accepted it. But see, if there is something, and fortunately for the in the in between the nails of Narada Muni, there was one small particle of Mahaprasad which was stuck, and then Shiva gets it, and then he becomes so happy that he takes it and he starts Tandav Nritya, the which he does during the annihilation time. And Mother Parvati becomes confused that it is not the time for annihilation, but why he is dancing so uh, ecstatically. And she comes and she asks, my dear Swami, why are you so dancing so enthusiastically that? And also, this is not the time of annihilation, and you should stop your Tandav Nritya. And Shiva says that I got the Mahaprasad of the Supreme Lord. But what about me? I'm your Ardhangi. So whatever you get, at least you should give little bit for me. So then he said that when I got this Mahaprasad, I forgot everything. Then she becomes so sad that, oh my dear Lord, I'm so unfortunate that I'm not qualified to get the mercy of yours. So that time Lord tells to Mother Parvati that don't worry, in the future you will be staying in my abode of Jagannath Puri, and all the Mahaprasad which is offered to me will directly come to you from my altar. And that is the Bimala Devi in the Jagannath Puri, where the Mahaprasad which is offered to Jagannath goes to Bimala Devi and then it comes out for everyone as prasadam. So that way, there are so many other instances wherein the that the Lord can uh, do anything with his any of the limbs as being depicted. An ordinary living being begets a child by sexual intercourse, and he has no other means to beget a child other than the one designed for him. But Narayana, being omnipotent, is not bound to any condition of energy. He is complete and independent to do anything and everything by his various potencies very easily and perfectly. That's what the Ishopanishad shloka. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. That in Lord everything is complete, and even if we take out anything from that, the complete remains complete. And Prabhupada writes there, the incompleteness found is because of the incomplete understanding of the complete whole. So that way, there cannot be any uh, flaw in the Supreme Lord. In the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam also it comes, Tasmad Bhavantam Anavadyam Anantaparam. In that Anavadyam means faultless. In that purport also, Prabhupada disciples write from Acharya's commentary that how there can be fault in different devatas or any personalities in the entire creation. But in the Supreme Lord, there cannot be any fault. He is flawless all time to come. Either in his protection of the devotees or the killing of the demons, even in that he is flawless. That is a whole discussion of the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is about how the Lord is impartial. There was a question asked by Yudhishthir Maharaj to Narada Muni that I see that Shishupal is killed by the Supreme Lord. Although Shishupal was such a demon, but still, how could he enter in the body of the Supreme Lord, merge in the body? And I know that Supreme Lord is impartial. Can you please elaborate it and explain to me to make it making clear it to me that how Lord is impartial. So that way the Supreme Lord, that is various potencies, he can do anything. In the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, again it comes that Swarat, Abhijna Swarat. He knows everything and he is completely independent. He doesn't need any support or something. And then Prabhupada would condemn many times that the Mayavadis, they say that we want to become God or we are Narayana. Like, no, they think that right now I'm covered, but eventually I'll realize that I am the same Supreme. And then I don't need any worship or something. Then Prabhupada would ask, if that is the case, if they are Narayana, then why do they, when they get the toothache, why do they suffer or why do they go to the dentist? They don't have to go to the dentist or something, or why do they become old? Or why do their hairs turn into white if they are the Supreme Lord? Or can they control their growth of their hair or growth of their body or the age? No, they cannot. So that way, Prabhupada, with this simple logic, would uh, defeat the impersonalists, saying that how they are also the Brahman or the Supreme Lord. Brahma is therefore directly the son of the father and was not put into the womb of mother. Therefore, he is known as Atmabhu. This Brahma is in charge of further creation in the universe, secondarily reflected by the potency of the omnipotent. Again, here also, the Brahmaji is given that power to uh, increase the population by the Supreme Lord, and with his power, he is able to do that. And the same way, Lord can empower any living entity. One devotee was explaining that how is that the Supreme Lord, he being the Supreme, and there is nothing superior to him. His one more name is Asamurdhva. Nobody is Sama, equal to him, or Urdhva. Nobody is above to him, above or greater than him. If he is Asamurdhva, then in everything he should be Asamurdhva. We hear that all the six opulences are in 100% in Supreme Lord. The same way, if that is the case, he should be the heaviest person in the entire creation. There cannot be anything which is heavier than him. But at the same time, how is that the Garuda carries the Supreme Lord? It's in one sense like the kind of contradictory or the this one. So then the devotee was telling that if we agree to become the instrument in the hand of the Supreme Lord, then the Supreme Lord can empower anybody to have the potency by which one can do the impossible, or uh, which is in general may not be possible for anyone. And that is what even the Shaktiavesh avatar is also similar. And he was telling, Maharaj was telling that that's how, because the Garuda is agreeing to serve the Supreme Lord, Lord is has given him the ability by which he can carry the Supreme Lord. And the same way, uh, we may also, if we agree to become the instrument in the hands of the Supreme Lord, then he can empower us to such an extent that we may get bewildered that is it the same person, me, who could do all these things? And even we see Srila Prabhupada disciples, so many of them were there who, externally speaking, might not have gone to different big universities or something to study, but they have done much uh, higher or much difficult tasks than all others who might have studied outside. Even we know the famous example of how the crazy Peter became later the Kushakrita Prabhu, and translated or helped in the Sanskrit translation of Srila Prabhupada books. So that way the Lord can empower anyone, provided we agree to become the instruments in his hand. If we have the resistance, to the degree we have the resistance, to that degree the mercy will not flow. Just like in uh, the conductor, if it is to the amount of conductance it has, if it is 100% conductor, then the whole, there is no loss of the transmission of the power. If there is any resistance to that degree, the flow gets obstructed or reduced. The same way, if we are also eager to become the uh, transparent via media of the mercy of the Lord, then Lord can uh, fully empower us. But if we have the resistance, then that mercy of the Lord may not flow. Within the halo of the universe, there is transcendental planet known as Shvetadvipa, which is the abode of Kshirodakshai Vishnu, the Paramatma feature of the Supreme Lord. Whenever there is trouble in the universe that cannot be solved by the administrative demigods, they approach Brahmaji for a solution. And if it is not to be solved even by Brahmaji, then Brahmaji consults and prays to the Kshirodakshai Vishnu for an incarnation and solution to the problem. Such a problem arose when Kamsa and others were ruling over the earth, and the earth became too much overburdened by the misdeeds of the Asuras. Prabhupada says in the lecture on this verse that how uh, when, a, when the man becomes too much materialistic, and that becomes uh, overburden for Mother Earth. Otherwise, Mother Earth is able to give everything. Even in the case of Puthu Maharaj also, we see that how Mother Earth says that because of the people, I just withheld all the things. So, if there is any lack of resources or anything which the nature is not providing, then it is because of our own uh, desire or the because of exploiting the mother nature. And we hear that during the ruling of Yudhishthir Maharaj, everything was abundantly available. There was no dearth of anything what was needed for the people, and people were very happy. And if we don't follow the directions given in the scriptures, or if we go against the rules, then Mother Nature will show her uh, power, or she will show her reciprocation in the form of all the difficulties which we have seen in the recent times, either in terms of the maybe corona or Adidevika kleshas, all, or the earthquakes, tsunamis, all those things. So that way it is in our hand that whether uh, we agree with the rules and regulations given by the shastras, and then one can remain happily, or do we go against and then we want to get troubled or difficulties. Just like if the person is following the rules and regulations of the traffic or the state law, then he is not punished. He has all the facilities, or everything is available for him to stay happily. But the moment he misuses it, or if he does anything wrong, that is the time he is put behind the bars, or he is uh, the police will come and catch him. Prabhat writes, Brahmaji, along with other demigods, prayed at the shore of the Kshirodaka ocean, and they were advised of the descent of Krishna as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. So some people say that the Lord appeared because of prayers of Brahmaji. That when Brahmaji went and prayed for when all the devatas came, and uh, they were Mother Earth also went to Brahmaji, and that was the time Brahmaji goes to the Supreme Lord and offered prayers, and that is the reason why Krishna appeared. And Prabhupada says that it is not that all these are the reasons for the appearance of Krishna. Krishna doesn't has to just for the annihilation of the demons or the protection of the devotees. He has to come. Lord comes for he is independent, because of which he comes just for the sake of to uh, have the nice reciprocation with his devotees, and at the same time to attract all the living souls in this material world back to his eternal abode. Just like in the YouTube also, in between many advertisements or the trailers they come, and they are made in such a way that it catches the attention and wants us to see it fully. Sometimes we take our finger near to the skip, but we will not press the skip because it's so uh, captivating that let us see for 1 2 more seconds. The same way, Lords also comes here and performs the pastime so that we get the desire to see it more and more. And he says this is a trailer, and that's what Prabhupada concludes in one of the first canto, second chapter also, that the Lord personally comes to this material world, and he does so many things creating this material world, as well as coming in all the Garbhodaka or Kshirodakshai or Karanadakshai Vishnu and all this, and he sends his representatives, everyone, for only one purpose, that is to change the desire of the living entity from the Bhogavritti or the wanting to enjoy for oneself to the Seva Vritti, that is to serve the Supreme Lord. When we develop that, then the Lord is so happy to take us back to his eternal abode. And that is the reason the Supreme Lord comes. So these were few thoughts on this verse. If there are any questions or comments, or you can comment on the you can as such I'll again refer to you on it for the answer.
Thank you very much for the understanding of the shloka, Prabhu. And very, very important point comes up. Any botany students here? Botany students. Somebody asked me a very important question. They said that Brahma came from the ocean, let's say. In the ocean, they say that lotus is a grows only in rivers and not in oceans. With saline water, how can lotus grow? Can you throw some light on that?
That's what we discussed. Omnipotency of the Lord. Lord is Prabhupada is writing. There is nothing which is impossible for the Supreme Lord. Just like in this world, we don't see any living entity coming without the help of the the other living entity, or without the soul being present. One thing, and second thing also that there is the need of the male and the female for the anything to come. And in this case also, Lord is not taking help of the Mother Lakshmi is there present, but at the same time he is not taking. He is omnipotent. So that uh, because of that omnipotency of the Supreme Lord, he can do anything. And Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vastipanti, that his any limb can do any activity. So that way, that may not be possible for us, but that doesn't mean that it is impossible for the Supreme Lord. Because sometimes it is like again the Prabhupada used to give this example of the Kupa Manduka. The frog is the one frog came from the Atlantic Ocean and came to the well, and he started explaining about the Atlantic Ocean, that it is so huge. And this the frog from the well said, "Oh, if it is bigger than my ocean, the well, then it doesn't exist, or it is just a bogus, because that is beyond its uh, uh, limited or able to perceive." The same way, our human limited intelligence may not be able to perceive everything about the Supreme Lord. So that way, with our logic can take us to some limit, but it cannot give us the complete understanding of the Supreme Lord. That's why we have to take the whole this the shloka is, what is that? Mahajanayena gata sapanta. Even the tarkopatishto shrutayo vivinna. Uh, third line. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajanayena gata sapanta. So we take shelter of the Mahajana. We take shelter of Prabhupada Tattva.
Well, this can be resolved very, very simply. In Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, the knowledge of the absolute, the sixth sloka, not really explains, everything comes from his mind. So,
Aham sarvasya Prabhu.
sorry?
Aham sarvasya Prabhu.
No. 10 points. Anybody?
That's a 10.6.
Maharshaya Sapta Purve, that particular shloka. Clearly, Lord says, what are his energies, right from Maharshi to Brahma, all these people come from the Yataha Manasa, from the mind of the Lord. So we really got to perceive this. And this is my opinion. Okay. And another very, very important aspect comes about is you explained about the first and the second Chaturvyuha expansion of the Lord. And you did mention about Narayana. So where does Narayana come?
In the second quadruple, after that the Narayana comes, and from him the what do you call the Mahasankarshana, and then from that the Karanadaksha Vishnu comes. That is my understanding. Can correct? Correct. Yes, sir.
Correct.
Prabhuji, you were mentioning that resistance. So in our life also, what are some uh, some exhaustive lists we can contemplate and make a tick mark where all resistance is there to Lord? Lord is ready to cover his mercy. Many a time there are a lot of can throw some light on what all are certain tendencies of the practical soul where we say obstruction to Lord help us.
But one thing is true, that what comes to my mind is that first thing is that we have baggage of anarthas which we are carrying from many lifetimes, and those anarthas are one of the stumbling blocks. Although as a sadhaka we want to practice, but at the same time the previous vasanas have not yet completely gone. At that time we keep going ahead, but at times we keep looking backside. So that is one thing. It is like we are lighting the fire, and in between we pour little water, and again we light. We have the desire to light it and want it to become blazing fire, but then again we put some water. So that anarthas are one. And second thing is our false ego, that many times, although it is there what to do, but uh, our false ego may not uh, or is not ready to accept, or like no, or to humble ourselves in front of the other person to and seek the help. That also is one of the resistance which doesn't allow us to accept the mercy, because that is one. And the whole, it is the mainly the desire. If you have the strong desire, then the Lord will make the other arrangement. But if our desire itself is weak, or if the, at the end I was telling that if the our bhoga vritti, the vector of bhoga vritti is stronger than the seva vritti, then the that will go upwards only, or the sorry, the downwards bhoga vritti, then going upwards. So that is one more resistance which hinders our progress. So these are few which are coming to me. Yes, ma'am. To the mic, if you can.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Yes, ma'am.
you for this wonderful class. I just had in point to reply as a response to Ishwar Hari Prabhu's question. If we go to Bhagavatam 1.3.2, the verse is saying Yasyam Bhati Shayanayasya Shayan Shayanasya Yoganidram Vitanvataha Nabhi Hridambujadasit. So here it actually says Nabhi is navel is Hrida out of the lake. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the translation, a part of the Purusha lies down within the water of the universe. From the navel lake of his body sprouts the lotus stem. So the lotus is not really coming from the ocean, Garbhodaka ocean. It is actually coming from the lake on the navel of Lord Vishnu. So I think, yeah, but at least for this particular instance, it is actually coming from the lake. Correct.
Thank you, Mataji. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की. Correct. Also, just one small quick this one, that I think today morning Narayana was telling that Proji is not there, so just he told me to communicate that many devotees might have got shocked when they came to take the darshan, that Arey, what happened to the door, or Did anybody come and broke it, or something happened, or so many questions may be going on in the mind. So he told me to just clarify that the doors which were there previously, the wooden doors that is needed for the new temple, that's why it is removed, and that's why the grill doors are there. So these doors, that is the teakwood, so that will be put in the temple hall on the one side. So to complete the work faster, that is removed and it will be shifted there. And for time being, for the protection of the Lord, this temporary gate is put in the main altar. So just wanted to communicate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful class. So let's express our gratitude by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Today we have two sponsors. One sponsor is His Grace Ashwin Krishna Rao Javalkar Prabhu on the memory of his father, and we also have one more Prabhu, Muniraju Prabhu. So we'll just chant once Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thursday, 29 June, we have China Ekadashi. So the Parna time on 30th, please note, it is from 8:23 to 10:14.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಏಕಾದಶಿ
Yes.
29ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಜೂನ್ ಗುರುವಾರ. ಪಾರಾಯಣ 30ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಪಾರಾಯಣ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ 8:23ರಿಂದ 10:14ವರೆಗೂ. ಇದು ಏಕಾದಶಿ.
And then we're also having the privilege of having a Sadhu Sangha. We'll have His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj. He's actually coming on Tuesday, and he would be giving Srimad Bhagavatam class on June 28th, 29th, 30th. That is on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and he'll be giving evening satsang program on Tuesday and Thursday.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಧೀರ ದಾಮೋದರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಮಹಾರಾಜರು ಜೂನ್ 28, 29, 30 ಸಾಧು ಸಂಘ ಸಿಕ್ಕಲಿದೆ. ಸಂಜೆ 8ರಿಂದ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ 8ರಿಂದ 9 ಗಂಟೆ ಭಾಗವತ ಪ್ರವಚನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ಸಂಜೆ 27 ಹಾಗೂ 29 ತಾರೀಕು ಸಂಜೆ 6:30ಯಿಂದ 8 ಗಂಟೆ ಸತ್ಸಂಗ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಕಳಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
Yeah, and so the morning Srimad Bhagavatam class will be from 8 to 9, and evening class will be from 6:30 to 8. One more thing is Suma Mataji is seeking prayers from all of us for the well-being of her daughter Apurva Mataji, who got recently engaged. So we can do one chant once. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This will be the last announcement. It is we're going to start the Krishna's Kingdom from July, and this will go on up to February 2024. The class will be held from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. This is for age group 4 years to 14 years, and the course fee will be 1,000 rupees for the full course, and there will be the online registration for this, as well as we'll be having a front desk for the registration on Sundays.
ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಸ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಸಂಡೇ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಜುಲೈಯಿಂದ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಲಿದೆ. ನಾವು ನಿಮಗಾಗಲೇ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಚಯದವರಿಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಸೇರ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪೇಮೆಂಟು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅಥವಾ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರತಿ ಭಾನುವಾರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 2-3 ವಾರ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಲ್ಲೂ ನೀವು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು.
Now we'll be having Janashakam in the